Evening, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the big machine. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with fast-scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a crossband repeater and spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, Google WW7ATS. That's Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our homepage. There you'll find the frequencies we operate on and a little bit about the club and information. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for allowing us to use WW7STR's repeater, known as the 08 machine, 147.08, with a tone of 103.5 for our voice transmissions during our nets held on Saturdays and Wednesdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. So with that, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact on the 08 machine before our net gets fully underway. Again, this is Dave, KD7CYM. Hearing none, again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. This is Dave, KD7CYM. So far checked into the net this evening via video link is Ron, KD7QKU, Bert, N7CS, Richard, K7ITX, Jim, N7QO, and myself, Dave, KD7CYM. Also, the net acknowledges James, WW7N has checked in. Is there anybody else who would like to check into the net this evening? And we'll start at the top of the list and go down. Let's start off with Ron, KD7QKU in Tacoma.
Thank you, Dave, KD7ZYM in the group. This is KD7QKU. Well, let's see, I wasn't here on Saturday. We taken the motorhome and went out on the Key Peninsula to my son Mike's place. And our other son Ron brought his motorhome over from eastern Washington. And there were a few other people that arrived. Mike's aunt came up from Vancouver, Washington. And she has a small camper van. I was telling Dave about it today. Oh man, is it slick! It's solar powered. It has solar panels on the roof and lithium-ion batteries all under the floor. And she says it'll run. She can run the air conditioner in it. She can set the temperature at 70 degrees and run it. It'll warm it or cool it, and the batteries will run it for 12 hours. And if she's not in it, and it needs to be charged, it'll automatically start the motor and run the generator to charge the batteries, whether she's there or not. This is really fantastic. Had a shower and a bathroom, 2 small beds, and a little kitchenette, refrigerator. Just had everything you needed. It's about 20 feet long, and it's maroon colored. It was really pretty. I think it was, if I remember right, it was a Chrysler product van. So anyway, so we had a good time out there. Lots of stories, sat around the campfire, and it was just good to see everybody. And good food. All right, back to that KD7QKU.
QKU. Let's go to Bert, N7CS in Marysville.
Hey, well, hello everyone. I'm back from my cruise. It was an 11-day cruise. And so I missed the last 4 nets, and I think also the business meeting that the group had last Saturday. But it was a really fun cruise. I'll probably tell more about it a little bit later. But one thing I'm noticing, like when both Dave and Alana were talking, I don't know if it's happening for me too. I was hearing a lot of like background history on the repeater. So I don't know if it's maybe my antenna has been messed up while I was gone, or if it's like that for everybody. But so yeah, maybe somebody else later can mention if they're hearing that same sound or not. Let's see, what else do we got going? Oh, Ron, you were talking about a campfire. So one of the things they did on the cruise was we got off and we went somewhere, and they actually had like a fire, and we roasted marshmallows and made s'mores. So that was the first time I ever did that. So that was kind of interesting. It didn't taste as good as I thought it would, but I probably burned the marshmallow too much. Let's see what else. Yeah, more later. So that's it for now. This is Bert in Marysville, and CMCS back to that.
Yes, let's go to Richard, K7ITX in Rich. K7ITX, Richard in Kent.
That would be me. And as usual, not as usual, as unusual, I have show and tell. So, but weirdly enough, I have to turn the lights off, so I don't know if it'll work or not, but we'll give it a try. So, we'll turn off light number 1. Alright. Stand by. It didn't work on YouTube very well, and I don't know if it worked with you guys, but basically I was showing you my shirt. That you'll be able to see on YouTube, and basically it's the Great Eclipse. August 21st, 2017, commemorating my 41st wedding, or Debbie and I, our 41st wedding anniversary. And so the gods and everybody, and they made a t-shirt in our honor. What do you know? So with that, K7ITX, back to net control.
People have all the pull. Let's go on down the list and see if Jim's with us. N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Well, Vic, cool shirt. Yeah, the visual effects didn't work all that well. I can't tell. They didn't really work all that well on 1.2, at least from my location, either. But cool shirt, and that's great. Let's see, Bert. 11-day cruise. Yes, I agree. There is a background hum on the repeater. I probably would not have noticed it except for you mentioned it, so then I paid attention, and yeah, it's not your imagination. S'mores. I think I have found that s'mores are better when consumed with beer, or actually even with coffee, or almost anything. I don't know why, but they're a good accoutrement to something, some liquid, but not so much by themselves. At least that's my thought. Ron, if you remember, I think some of us, at least me, would like a little more information about that van. You said Chrysler. Do you know if any particular brand, name of the thing? Just curious about it, or if that solar conversion thing was somewhat of an add-on. It sounds like it was integrated into the unit with a
number of batteries beneath, but just curious if there's any more information that you have on that. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Well, let's go to James in Bellevue, WU7N.
Thank you, Dave. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Yes, on the solar powers, solar panels and batteries on a van. That sounds very intriguing. I'd love to hear more about that. I typed in the comments, I don't hear any hissing. If I really focus, I can hear a little humming. Does anybody hear anything on my signal right now? Bird nodded his head, everyone else shook their head. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I just heard a big loud buzzing, almost like a frequency scanning kind of radar sort of noise, but it came and went within a couple of seconds while Dave was talking. So anyway, let's see, chocolate treats. Well, Bert, you know, you started the s'mores. Before you know it, you'll be laying down the cocoa powder and, you know, sticking the little thing up your nose. But I'm amazed you made it to this age and never had a s'more. I remember making those, I think it was Boy Scouts or something, graham crackers and the chocolates and the toasted marshmallows. Although, you know, I myself probably haven't eaten one in 30 years, so I guess that's the thing you do as a kid, but I'm glad you finally got around to it. The question I have for Richard, was the t-shirt supposed to be glow in the dark? Is that why the lights had to be out? Oh, okay, alright. I sort of got a glowing effect on the one video channel, but I didn't really see it very, very well on 1.2 gigahertz, but that doesn't surprise me because there's, I think, a pretty big color shift on 1.2 gigahertz. I'm much lighter on this channel, and 1.2 gigahertz I'm much pinker, I think. There's more red in the picture. And I'm much brighter in this picture, and then I'm not as bright in the one on 1.2. So I did see sort of what it's supposed to do there. I ate something interesting today, and it's kind of eating me, I think. At least I'm hoping this is something that will come and go quickly. I'm not really feeling that well tonight, but I'm going to do my best to hang in here for the rest of the night. I'm sure I'll live. So anyway, with that, this is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Let me turn it back to our net control, Dave, KD7QKU.
7N, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. Got 68 degrees outside. It's clear this evening. Not a lot of clouds in the sky. I can see the moon breaking across the horizon, so it's going to be a nice moonlit night. And when it comes to s'mores, I found anything that has chocolate in it, if you've got Bailey's available, it's a good libation to add to anything with chocolate in it. And for me today, more yard work. That tree limb is just about all gone. I've got one more 90-gallon garbage can recycle bin of fir branches to break up and get hauled away. So anyway, from 20 garbage cans full of plant parts, I think I'm down to the one bin full and 3 more garbage cans to get rid of. So at least I'm making progress with that. And then I had a leaf blower that I hadn't used, and I got that out, and by gosh, it cleaned out my driveway with all of the little pieces that come off the tree limbs, the little tiny, I guess you'd say, fir branches or the little fir needles, and blew those off the driveway. And I tell you, those leaf blowers are really fantastic getting rid of that. So that's about what I've been up to today. So with that, let's go up to the top of the list to Ron, KD7QKU.
Dave, KD7QKU again. Well, to go back to that van, Jim, I don't know anything about it really, except the fact that I saw it. is my ex-sister-in-law. Her name is Lou, and she's an attorney, retired attorney, and she's got lots of money. She owns the building that her law practice is in, and I think she has a bunch of partners. So anyway, money is no object, so I don't know what it was, but she sure likes it. She likes it because it's totally self-sufficient. Like I say, it'll run 12 hours on the battery with the air conditioner on, she said. She can set it at 70 degrees when it's 100 outside, and it'll keep it cool inside. But anyway, she just came back from Toronto, Canada. Her maiden name is Remillard, and that's French, and I guess a lot of the French Canadians up there, I guess her family was one of the first 1,000 people that came to Toronto, the French. So anyway, she's checking out her genealogy, so she just drove in from Toronto. Anyway, she has a friend another lady, I don't know if the lady was a lawyer, I forgot to ask her that, but the lady has a better one than she does. Her friend, it's a little bit longer, she said, but not too much, and it has dual tires in back, and it's 4-wheel drive. And they want to take it to Alaska. She was asking me all about Alaska. I'd been to Alaska 20 years ago, and I was telling her what I knew about it, so they were all excited to go to Alaska. So I don't know if she's retirement age. She's near retirement age, but she's not working or whatever. She's just traveling. So let's see. So I came home, I had Armando fix my sewer. He tapped into my sewer line, so it's like a clean out. He put in this plastic box, and the screw-in plug is probably about, 6 inches down from the surface of the ground. And of course the pipe is down there a couple of feet. So anyway, I came home and backed my motor up the driveway and strung my hose out, stuck it in, and pulled the levers, and the way everything went, and disconnected the hose and elevated it. It worked pretty slick. I had to use 3 pieces of hose. 2 pieces of that extendable hose was too short. 3 was more than I needed, but that's all I had. I had to use 3, so it worked pretty good. So s'mores, s'mores are always good. Not too long ago when we were out of Mike's, everybody was eating s'mores. Somebody brought chocolate and marshmallows and graham crackers. I was going to ask Richard. Richard's daughter Olivia was over in the Philippines, and I'm wondering if she got home okay, because they had a terrible storm over there. So anyway, maybe he can report on that. And let's see, and Bert and his cruises, he's enjoying life, that's for sure. So I hand it to him for that. So let's see, I didn't take many notes. I don't hear any noise. My signal over here is just good like it always is. I heard the noise that Jay mentioned. It came through the repeater. It was some kind of an awful noise, but the normal voices, transmissions are just crystal clear. So I don't hear anything over here. All right, back to net, KD7QKU.
7QKU, a little hum on the repeater from my location anyway tonight. But it's time for another ID. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go to Bert, N7CS in Marysville.
Okay, let's see, so more on the cruise. So the weather on the first part of the cruise wasn't that great. It was pretty rainy and such, and one of the first places we were supposed to go was to go visit a glacier. I think it was like Hubbard Glacier or something like that. And we started heading there, but the fog was so bad, the captain had to turn the ship around. So he turned it around. We started heading to our next destination, and then about 30 minutes later, he said, the captain came back on the speaker and said, guess what? The fog went away, so we're going to head back. So we turned the ship around again, headed back to the glacier, and then, or towards the glacier, and then about 30 minutes later, the fog came back, so we had to turn around again. seen a captain do that before, but he gave it his all, but it didn't work out there. So we then went to Juneau, and the weather went up a little bit that day. We were supposed to go to Skagway the next day, but apparently the weather got turned for the worse, and the captain came on and said, we're just going to stay in Juneau an extra day and skip Skagway because there's no way we can get there. So that was interesting. Usually when we have to skip a port, they just go out to sea so they can keep the casino open and all that kind of stuff. But so it was a little odd. He decided to stay in port for 2 days in a row. But let's see, what else for that? We'll drop for a second.
WW7ATS.
Like Ron, I don't know if Ron still has a CDL or not, but I know Jessica got hers recently, but they're in like dire need of like bus drivers for tours up in Alaska. So like several of the bus drivers we talked to, they mentioned that like, yeah, they have a normal job and like they took a week of vacation to like fly into Alaska. The company's paying for their flight, they're paying for their hotel stay that whole time. They're making tons of money driving this bus for a week, and then they fly back to their normal job. Now some of them stay there for longer, but yeah, they said they're making a bundle of money though by doing that because I guess they're in such dire need of these bus drivers. But yeah, that's about it for now. This is Burton Marshall and 7ATS. Back to that.
Yes, let's go on to Richard, K7IATX.
Ron, thanks for bringing up my daughter Olivia. She got engaged a couple of weeks ago, and she and her fiance were in the Philippines, and they had a heck of a storm, but according to my daughter, the typhoon or whatever you call those things over there, they've had worse. That this was just kind of a middle of the road hurricane, and so they lost power for a couple hours, that kind of thing. And it was a big deal to my daughter, of course, but I guess they're pretty frequent events in the Philippines. So anyway, we were happy that they got home safe and sound. And let's see. So of course, the Mariners won. I don't know what they won. They won a position in the playoffs is what they won. It's not like they won the pennant or any trophy. I mean, I guess you just go crazy if you just get to play extra games after the season's over. So anyway, that was pretty fun. But what was really cool, I thought, was yesterday they played 2 games that they call a doubleheader. And the first game, this is pretty hard to believe, and I'm telling the truth, but would you believe the catcher for the Mariners was recorded? This is the first time in Mariner history, and I don't know, it might be in the history in baseball lore somewhere, but the Mariners catcher in yesterday's first game is the recorded winning pitcher. He wasn't the catcher when he won, but he's a catcher. He's called a position player, and so he typically is the backup for our regular catcher, but he can also pitch. And so he pitched, but he only pitched the very last inning. It was the 10th inning. He pitched the 10th inning, and they ended up winning in the 10th inning. But anyway, I thought that was pretty weird. I thought it was pretty cool to say the catcher was the winning pitcher, but he really wasn't. Okay, and we're really excited. Pacific Raceway has an event this weekend, or I guess we are. I don't know if I'm excited. probably the team is kind of still hurting from not going to Sonoma, but there is an invitational that we're going to here in Kent this weekend, and so it won't be our best car, of course. It doesn't have the motor of the Datsun 510, but we will have our Porsche 944, and it always does great. It's old reliable. So anyway, so we'll keep moving along. K7ITS, back to net control.
ITX, and I thought I heard Wade, W7ITL check in. Let's see if he's with us.
Listening tonight, guys, W7ITL.
Back again, was that Wade, W7ITL?
It was me, W7ITL Wade. No, I'm just, tonight I'm just listening, just in and out, so I'll talk to you guys later.
ITL, let's go to Jim, M7QO.
M7QO, thank you, Dave. Okay, Wade is in and out. Good evening, sir. And I see Bob is in, by the way, Dave. Let's say good evening, Bob. Let's see. Yeah, Dick. Good luck this weekend with the Porsche. Should be fun no matter what. And yeah, the Mariners. I came out to the shack like 45 minutes ago, and the Mariners were playing. I wonder if anyone knows if the game is over yet. I would assume it is, and if anyone has any idea who won on that one. Let's see. Bert, sounds like you had a really good time on that cruise. A little curious about that. Got to camp out in Juneau. Probably spent a lot of time at the Red Dog or something. Yeah, I would think that they would have wanted to go out where you can do some gambling, but I don't know. There's probably some reason why they didn't do that. And let's see. Oh yeah, Dick. The great eclipse. Pretty cool. Ron, for Alaska, there's a publication out there, domestically used to be called Woodall's, kind of a magazine, and it would tell you different campsites and whatnot. Well, there's one for Alaska, exclusively for Alaska trips. It's called Milepost. That would be really useful for someone looking for information going to Alaska. Just a thought that I had. KD7ZYM and 7QO.
7QO, let's go on to James, WU7N.
Dave, I agree with you. Baileys and chocolate, that is just a magical combination. I look forward to that maybe this holiday season. I'll have to see if Costco or someone else has something out there. Realize that your trip was 11 days, so that's at least 11 pounds, I would assume. My goodness. Well, you know, I got one word for your captain, radar. But I don't know, maybe there was something, you know, about, wow, there's a glacier and all you can see is 6 feet off the edge of the rail. Maybe that's what he was thinking about. I would have to say that if you stayed 2 days in a port you couldn't get off at, that sounds like, I mean, was he waiting for the French resistance fighters to come in off the shore? I mean, why would you do that? I don't understand that at all. It seems like, as you said, you've got the worst of both cruise ship worlds there, but I've only been on one, so I don't know. Yes, not only is that a baseball record where he's both the pitcher and the catcher, but also listed as being the fastest runner. Since, I mean, obviously you got to run pretty fast to pitch and then not bump into the umpire when you catch it there. And, you know, just as a trivia point, that's how a lot of baseball players lose their house, is they make their home run. I'm sorry, that was bad, wasn't it? Okay, well, anyway, I've got news everyone can use tonight. Okay, so I'm going to check on this tomorrow. I'll report back on the next step. But I have an ancient iPhone 5S, and it won't take any more software upgrades for the operating system. So I was trying to upgrade. The only reason I have it is because it uses Google Voice, an app that essentially makes the public service dial-up network work over a data network. And that's kind of cool because, I mean, like when I took it to the hospital last May, I didn't care if I lost it or not because, I mean, it was great for texting to say, okay, pick me up now, or maybe even talking to someone or even taking a call, but it's not of any great value. This time I tried to get Google Voice recently because I tested once a month. Oh, Bert, I bet you can't get new operating systems for that one either. I got a whole collection of dead ones there. You'll have to show us next time around. Tell us what they all are. But anyway, if you try to update, if you try to use Google Voice, it just says, oh, you got to upgrade your iOS, your operating system. And then when you try and upgrade your operating system, it says, I can't do that. And then if you go back to Google Voice, it'll say, well, do you want to use an older upgrade? And you say yes, and it just goes into a big circle and says, well, you got to upgrade your iOS. And so they don't ever tell you can't do it. You can just go into a loop forever and ever trying to upgrade the old device. So I guess that's how they're planned on obsolescing old devices. I see it's 32 after the hour. Let me turn it back to Dave, our net control. This is James WW7ATS in Northeast W.
7N, and it's ID time again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Well, let's see. My plans for tomorrow is to smoke a ham and use a honey bourbon vanilla glaze. And I've never tried that before, but the smoking will be easy. I'm not so sure what the glaze is going to taste like. I've never tried bourbon on ham before, nor vanilla. So it'll probably be a sweet, interesting glaze when I get done. So that's what I have in mind for tomorrow anyway. Fire up the smoker before the season's over. Get some use out of it. This is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. So let's go back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU again. Well, you guys may or may not know, but Wade's probably up in deep doo-doo because there was a big cyber attack on St. Franciscan hospitals, and so none of our stuff worked. We can't reach him, so I'm sure he's trying to fix all that. Let's see. Karen, I had a whole bunch of things, but I didn't write them down. Well, I spent the day, well, two things happened. They put the ladies' condominium on the market. It went on the market today. They have an open house on Sunday, so we hope that sells. But I brought home a 40-inch TV from her house, and I had it under the bed. So today I got it out, and I made a little, piece of coax with the bare wire sticking up about 18 inches and taped it to the back of the TV so it sticks up in the air. And I can get, at my house, I can get 65 stations over the air. And so then I put a fire stick in it, and I can get, tons of stuff on the fire stick. I don't know how many. Bert said he had fire sticks in all his TVs. So they kind of had them on sale. I could get it for $19.95. I think I had one previous. I think I paid $29, and I got two more for $19.95 each. So I don't know. I have Dish. Today I spent looking, or the afternoon I spent looking for some fishing, hunting shows. I was a little what I found. I'm sure they're there. I just got to find them. You know, you can ask, you can speak in the remote and find whatever you want, but I just got to, if I can find that, I think maybe we'd drop Dish. We pay over $100 a month for Dish. I don't know. I'm thinking about getting rid of Dish. We'll have to see how that goes. But I'd have to put a Fire Stick. Well, I have another Fire Stick I'm not using, but I'd have to make little antennas and put on all the TVs so I can get the local stations for the news and everything. So, but yeah, I was amazed. I got 65 stations, and they come in beautifully. Beautiful picture. So I'm in a good location for that, I guess. Darn, I have some other stuff. See, I talked about bringing the motorhome home. Well, I don't know nothing. I talked about the cyber attack. Darn, I guess that's it. The milepost. Yeah, no, when we went to Alaska, we had a milepost book, and that was really good. It tells you all the little places that you can stop and do things and get pie, and you know, it was really neat. I thought the milepost. Sometimes you're going backwards on the road, and so the mileposts are backwards, but you can usually figure it out. But yeah, no, I wouldn't go without one. I told her. And that other book that you talked about would talk about the campgrounds. All that stuff, Jim, I think now is online. You used to get it in a book or, you know, a CD and put it in your computer or download it, but it's all online now, I think. You can get it. I got all those apps on my cell phone for national parks and RV parks and Good Sam and, you know, whatever. I got too many apps on my cell phone. All right, I guess that's it. Back to that, KD7QKU.
QKU. Let's go to Bert, N7CS.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention. So, yeah, I'm doing another cruise on Saturday. Although it's just a one-day cruise. It's going from Seattle to Vancouver. It's a Holland America ship. I've never sailed on them before, so I'm just giving it a shot. But one thing I did, so anytime you do a cruise, you get like a key card that you use to get on and off, and I save all those key cards over time, and they've just been sitting in a pile. So one thing I did is this weekend I got a little book, like a business card holder book, and I have put all my old cruise cards in this book. So now I can like remember all the different cruises I've been on for all this time. So it just keeps, you know, going. I don't know how many there are now, but this is just mine. I have a separate one of these. It's a different color for my wife's cards. But yeah, so I'll collect another card on this one-day cruise coming up, just to check it out. But yeah, so that's probably it for now. This is Bert in Marysville, and back to that.
CS, and Bob has joined us, K9PQ. Bob, the net is yours.
7ITL disconnected. Oh, how am I coming in? Am I coming in okay? Thanks. Well, that picture is really quite squeezed. Let me switch to me. I thought I'd start out with the ferry picture there. I guess it's just squeezing me. I look like Mr. Egghead, or Potato Head, or whatever it is. Very long, very tall in the head. But anyway, interesting stuff from everybody. I didn't quite get the thing about the fog and the cruise, but it sounds like you got close to an iceberg, but you couldn't see it maybe. And as for the Baileys and chocolate, I was a Irish whiskey guy, but I thought Baileys was just a waste of good Irish whiskey, so I didn't ever actually even try Baileys. But Baileys and chocolate does sound good. And so yeah, sorry we lost weight, but it sounds like there was some emergency. I didn't quite get it. Maybe Ron could explain if it was something at a hospital, communications out of the hospital. I didn't quite understand what that was. But, and then I just briefly caught the end of Richard, somebody commented about Richard about Porsche. So it sounds like you've got a new car to play with, rather than the Datsun, I remember right, Datsun 510 maybe? I'm not sure if that's right. But, yeah, as you can see, I'm a little frazzled. I got in, rushed in late, but it's good to see you guys and good to be on the net with you. So I'll send it back. K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that, Bob, and it's time for ID again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. So let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
No, yeah, I think your picture looks just fine, Bob. I wish my head were a little bit more long. You know, I kind of fat and big-headed, so I don't know. I kind of wish, I wish maybe my camera would, wait a minute, I'm looking, yeah, it is a little bit longer on YouTube, isn't it? Oh, okay, yeah, no, it looks a lot more stylish. Oh, okay. Weird. Okay, so, and then, Bob, yeah, we still have the Datsun 510. Sadly, we had a big race that, I should be actually have just gotten back from Sonoma, California, but, our engine builder let us down and didn't have it ready in time. But we have a very reliable 1982 Porsche 944. It's the Porsche version of a engine in the front. So it's a regular front engine car, but it's a Porsche, and we win a lot with it. I think we probably won more with it than the Datsun because this Porsche is so reliable. Oh my God! You know, if the race is 30 minutes long, no problem. But for the other cars, quite typically the attrition usually works in our favor, and we come out on top. So I'm really excited about having that. And my God, Bert, all these boat trips. Oh my God, I don't know. I may bite the bullet eventually. And you know, I was born in Alaska, so you'd think I'd want to go there right away. But I've been there a few times. So anyway, nice turnout. So K7ITX back to net control.
ITX is going to Jim in 7QO.
M7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, Bob and Dick, I think the word you're looking for is coneheads. I don't know if anyone used to watch Saturday Night Live, but there used to be a family of coneheads on there, and I haven't seen that in a number of years, but that was entertaining. But no, I think both of your pictures are just fine. Let's see, Jim, iPhones. I heard just within the past 2 days or so, someone had an iPhone 14, which has apparently built into it some sort of crash detection system, perhaps an accelerometer, perhaps it looks at GPS velocity, I don't know what it is, but anyway, there were 6 people in this car, and they crashed into a tree. The man's iPhone dialed 911, and first responders showed up, and all 6 in the car were dead. But holy cow, the iPhone called for help without even being prompted to do so. That's kind of, I don't know.
it's kind of cool, but it's kind of sort of spooky. That's my thought on that anyway. Let's see. Yeah, I have a couple of old phones that can't do anything except use Wi-Fi, which is a shame. I kind of like them actually, but that's the way it goes. And then of course my cell phone doesn't work real well at the house, but that's another issue. Oh well. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
Let's go to James, WW7N.
Dave, when your head is just perfectly aligned, whatever is blue triangular behind you on the back wall suddenly turns into a hat, and it almost kind of looks, I don't know, I was thinking maybe like a medieval German university hat. You have it on right now, it's blue, and it has like 2 Greek letters on it, I think. That's kind of an interesting effect, and then when you move it goes away. Bert, with that many of the cards, I'm sure you're looking for a reader to see what's on there, and then put them into a database, and then let's go code breaking. That's what I think we should do with key cards whenever I see a pile of them, but that just could be a personal pathology. And Bob, yes, yeah, you don't have the true cone head effect, but it does look like you've definitely lost some weight. Because it's just a slightly scrunched look. I'm not sure if that's why. That's because you're JTAC, you got that in service, or what's causing that. And actually, as I look at 1.2, I'm not sure. Maybe my head's a little narrower too as well compared to what's on the screen. I'm not sure. Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. I'll just say, since this is the era of Kobe SARS-2, that's the one animal that you have to watch out for in any baseball game is, of course, it's always there, it's the bat, of course. Oh, well, okay, no more of those. This is James, WW7N. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to nav control. Go ahead, Dave.
W7N, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, I was thinking with Bert, we had all those cards that he has. It's kind of like, what was it, S&W green stamps. Once you got so many cards, then you got different things you can pick up for merchandise. For every 5 cruise cards that you have, you get 1 day of extra lodging on a boat or something. Who knows? So what you've got is at least a month's worth of time that they should reward you with. We would hope. Anyway, this is Dave, KD7CYM. And with that, let's go up to Ron, KD7QKU.
On again, KD7QKU. Well, Bob, if you're listening, there was a terrible cyber attack, or ransom attack or something, so the hospital's offline over here, St. Francis. So it doesn't seem to be able to get in contact with them through the internet at all. So if Wade's still working for him, and I think he is, he's probably working on it. That's probably what he's doing, trying to fix it. So anyway, let's see. It was 53 degrees the last time I looked at the thermometer outside here, and I had to put on a shirt. I had the window open here. It was kind of cool inside. And yeah, the Mariners are doing quite well, but the sad thing is, the last time they did something great. I knew the names of all the players. I knew who they were. Edgar Martinez and Jay Buhner, and all those people. I knew who they were. These players, I never have been able to watch them. I mean, I know a few of their names, but I can't put them with their faces. It's sad. So this thing is kind of meaningless for me. But it's I hope they put it on some kind of a TV program, the playoff game, so I get to see them for Pete's sakes. Because I don't get Root Sports, and I get them at Major League Baseball, but they black out all the local games. It's just terrible.
I'm Dave, KD7CYM. So let's go to Bert, N7CS in Marysville.
Well, let's see. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I'm trying to think if there was anything, and I'm coming up blank, so I will just say, well, I don't know. It might get back around to me again, but let's say it doesn't, so 73, and this is Bert Marshall. It's WW7ATS back in that.
7CS, let's go to Bob, K9PQ in Bothell.
Getting my video switched in here. There we go, that should do it. Well, let's see, yeah, comments, that's perfect, Jim. That is perfect, for me anyway. The bald head really helps with the whole cone head look. And those were some funny sketches. That they were from France, I remember. That was how they explained away how they spoke funny. And their daughter Connie was trying to date regular boys, and it was not working. That's about all I remember of the Coneheads. Dave Mann's hat. We've discovered the limits of Zoom's AI because that's what's going on there. The hat, all of a sudden coming into clear focus. Of course, everything in the room is in focus in the camera, but Zoom is not blurring it out. It's choosing to treat that as a hat that he's wearing and that should be in focus. So I thought that was really a good thing you noticed there, James, and I thought that was interesting. Thanks, Ron, for the information on the cyber ransom attack. That is really bad, and it's unfortunately I've been hearing there's going to be more and more of it. It's on the rise. I mean, it's always an arms race. It's not like there aren't people doing things to try to prevent it, but it's really going to be difficult. And then my break. Yeah, Ron, also with the Mariners. I do know a lot of the names, although like you, I don't get to watch it, and I don't get AM, 710 up here where I live very well. In fact, almost not at all really, and so I used to be able to listen to the games at least on streaming using the TuneIn app, and can't do that anymore. They blocked that. So apparently that was part of the whole blackout thing. They said, nope, we're not going to allow you to stream any of these games either. So I have not listened to or watched a game in a long time, but I listen to sports radio and hear about it, and I'm pretty excited that they've made the playoffs. I can tell Jim I don't know if they won or lost tonight, but I know that their place is set. They are definitely going to Toronto. And I think I heard you guys talking about the catcher who did the pitching. That's right, James was, a little confused maybe about the catcher and the pitcher. But anyway, it was, that was something. I mean, they just put him in just to kind of close the game out because they didn't want to waste any of their other pitchers or relief pitchers. And then he went and won the game. So pretty impressive. Okay, so back to that K9PQ.
KNPQ, let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
Covington Jim, you were listening to, or you saw a replay because the baseball game wrapped, or maybe you saw him wrapping it up. It seemed like it wrapped up around 4:30 today. It was a 1 o'clock game, so 4:30 was, I think, when I remember they finally won, and they won by 1 run. I mean, so I think they tied the record, which goes back over 100 years, with, I think it was Cleveland maybe. They tied the record for the most one-run games that they won back-to-back years. once before, and that was like 1889 or 1897, something crazy like that. So that's a weird distinction. And the other big thing is they come back. They come back and from being behind a lot. And the other thing is they win really close ones. Obviously, if you win one-run games, it's close. But that's just their makeup, and that's what it might take, to pull off at least a 3-game series that's away all 3 games, if it even gets to 3. And let's see, doggone it. There was one other thing that came up. Ron, yeah, you'll be able to watch that game Friday night. Gosh darn it, it's listed to be on ESPN, which I did hear you say you weren't going to get ESPN anymore if they've already done that. But it seems to me that whenever there's a home game that's a playoff type event that's on ESPN, that Channel 4 plays it a lot, like Monday Night Football is always on Channel 4, KOMO, and, well, at least that's how I remember it. I could be wrong about that, but it seems to me that quite often when things are going to be covered by ESPN nationally, it defaults to KOMO, maybe for whatever reasons, but anyway, hopefully you'll get to see it. That's all I know. K7ITX, 73, everybody.
K7ITX, thanks for that. Let's go on to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, Dick, thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, I was busy most of the day. I had a couple of different medical appointments and then a couple of errands to run for my wife. Yeah, I remember, Ron, maybe it was you talking about some of the older stuff. Yeah, Edgar, Ichiro. And then just a couple days ago here, I was watching Russell Wilson playing Pat Mahomes. I was rooting for Russell, but oh well. It's interesting. Sometimes people wind up going places, and it's like, okay, now I'm interested in this team in this particular game. So I don't know. Anyway, interesting. Good night, all. Thanks for participating. K7ZYM and 7QO.
7QO, and as that's come time to terminate, we'd like to thank the owners and operators of the 08 machine, the SeaTac Repeater Association, for allowing us to use their repeater, known as the 08 machine, 147.08 WW7STR, for our voice transmissions. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, KD7ZYM, terminating the net at 9 o'clock. Good evening, all.